Hello, season's greetings and welcome back to the channel. First of all, I'd like to thank you all for engaging and watching videos on the channel and leaving likes and subscribes. Really appreciate it. Also, thank you to all the RFDs and all of the suppliers and all of the people on the forums who have been helping me get the equipment that I've needed for doing these reviews. So thanks to everybody. There's too many to mention right now, but I will be doing another video. I'll be mentioning some of the people over the last year who've been really helpful in helping me out. For now, though, I'm doing a really interesting video on this budget rifle. When I say this, there's two here of different calibers, essentially, of the same rifle. It is the Hatsan Vectis. The one at the front is an unmodded 2.2 version. The one at the back is a modded 1.77 version. As you can see, the one at the back has got a scope on it. It's a Vector Optics. I think it's a 6-24 by 44. It's a compact scope, really nice. And the one at the front did have a scope on it, but I took it off and put it on another rifle. I'll tell you all about that in a moment. And I've put back the equipment that came with it, which was essentially the front and the rear sights. So let's get to it. Now, because these are budget rifles, don't expect the world. I'll be honest with you, they're roughly about £300 in the UK, so you're not going to be getting like amazing accuracy. Having said that, the one at the back, which is modded, it's had the muzzle brake taken off and it's had a silencer put on, and you'll see why again in a minute, because these things are loud, unmodded, so to speak, or with no silencer, because that muzzle brake is just ridiculously loud, like really loud. And you probably won't pick up on it in the room when I do a dry fire, but I'm telling you, it's really loud. Now, the thing is, the one at the back is actually way more accurate than the one at the front, and I'll show you the groupings when I pull out the target sheet as a comparison. But what I want to do is just take the time now to just have a quick look at the kind of build quality of the rifle and help you kind of understand what you're going to be getting for your money. So first and foremost, this is pretty much all plastic. So starting from the back, you've got a rubberized butt, which is non-adjustable, hard molded ABS. It's not hollow. You've got a small hollowed out section over here, so you can pretty much obviously put your hand through, so that let's just do a mock-up here over here, shall we, in terms of how I hold it. So over here, there you go, that's how I hold it. And then to do the cocking, you just let go of the handle, and then bear with me, might as well fire it now, shall we? That's loud. Okay, we'll fire it again in a minute, but let's get back to looking at the rifle. So the handle there's stippling over here in this kind of this shape, just to provide some grip. There's also some stippling over here again in this kind of arrow shape grip over here. There's this kind of raised section just before this Picatinny. Now the Picatinny as a whole is all plastic, and I think this is both a combination of Picatinny and dovetail, which is not bad actually, you know. And then the action as well, to be fair, I mean, the action feels plastic. It's really disappointing. The only thing on here that does feel metal is the air cylinder at the end. And even the cocking lever over here, that feels plastic, all of it. Even the trigger. Then you've got, just bear with me, the manometer over here underneath the rifle. There, which is good. I prefer it underneath than at the business end of the rifle, so to speak. And then you've got this muzzle brake, this great big dirty muzzle brake, which is loud and big. And again, there's the end of the rifle. Let's just have a quick sneak at the end there. Okay. in terms of the front and rear sight, the front sight has got a red dot. Bear with me 1 second. Let's have a look over there. You might be able to see it. And the rear sight has got a small green dot. And the rear sight is adjustable for both elevation and for wind, believe it or not. So it's not bad. Not great, but, you know, not bad either. Now, the only difference, like I said, between the front one and the one at the back, apart from the calibers, i.e. one at the front one is 2.2, one at the back is 1.77, is the fact that the person, I mean, I bought these used, right? And the person I bought the 1.77 from saw a video to remove the muzzle and took it off and has put their own silencer on there. Oh, you might have got a sneaky peek of the other rifle that I'm going to be talking about in a minute. Now, it does make a huge difference. So let me just fire it again just to give you that kind of indication of the difference, except this time I'll fire both and you'll see the difference. So, or hear the difference even, hopefully. But again, it's kind of difficult doing it on camera. It's not the same compared to being in this room and you actually hearing it. So there we go. Let's just cock it. I mean, the cocking action's not too bad. It's not ridiculously stiff, but I can imagine after about 200 pellets, your fingers here will be feeling it. So let's just fire this, which is loud. And then we'll fire the, bear with me, the modded version even. Just over here like this. Again, cock this one. So a little bit quieter. Well, actually a lot quieter. But definitely you can make a massive difference if you get a decent moderator on the end. There is a 1/2 inch UNF on the end here, so any 1/2 inch UNF, you know, if it was me, well, if it is me, probably I'm most likely going to be getting one of my A&Ms on here, or one of my Huggets, definitely one of the two. Now, in the box, you get a variety of different little things, to be fair. Let's have a quick look. I've got them over here. You get 2 magazines. And I'll talk about the mags now, actually. Let's talk about the mags. So, I've got quite a few rifles. And the best ones, I find, are the ones that are just the simplest. Drum mags, which are really nice and circular, that you just load the pellets in, any which way, no rotation, no nothing, and you can just insert them into your rifle. Now, the ones that come to mind are I've got a Steyr Pro X Scout. That's just a circular drum. You can just do that. And another drum magazine that I've got. To be fair, I've got some CO2 pistols that operate the same. And there's also just come to think about it, the gosh, I've forgotten the rifle now. Having a moment of blankness. Because I've got that many. Of course, the Edgun Lalia, that has another rotational drum. To be fair, those rotational drum mags are really good because what you can do is you can actually put the rotational drum in your finger like that, pour pellets into your hand, and then cover it and shake it. And then before you know it, you've actually used your hand as a speed loader, and they've fallen into the holes. And the ones that haven't, you just plop them in, which is great. These magazines, on the other hand, I really don't like them in the fact that you have to basically, you rotate this. First of all, you have to find the right rotation direction. So if you rotate it anti-clockwise, what happens is the red drum in the center doesn't move. If you rotate this one clockwise, like this, it moves, but then what you have to do is flip it underneath like this, and in the little hole there, you have to put a pellet in, reverse side up. So essentially, with the head facing you, put it in there. Then you have to flip it over, and then turn this round slowly, one at a time, and this drum won't be moving with my finger because the pellet will be stopping the drum moving. And then what you do is, as you move the top acrylic piece of plastic, it will allow you to drop pellets in, skirt side up, into the holes. And I don't like that, to be fair. It's just complex, you know, not simple. When you've been spoiled by other rifles, which are simple, with nice simple drums, you just drop them in and away you go. I mean, even my recently purchased Air Arms S510 Tactical regulated, that's really nice. Okay, it's like a cartridge, but there is a drum in there, but it's literally, you just, any which way you want, just drop in the pellets. And on the AGTs and the Day States and even the FXs, you know, you just rotate the drum one way, drop your pellet in the first one, and then just drop the rest in. But this kind of, not just only do you have to rotate it and then reverse it and then put in the pellet the opposite way round and then flip it back, that's just faffy. I really don't like it. So yeah, I'm not a big fan of that. But you do get two. So yeah, glass half full kind of thing. You get a little, you don't get the container, but you get some O-rings over here, some spare O-rings. You get some more O-rings over here. You also get single shot tray, which is good. There's also the filler probe, which I've put onto a little adapter, which makes it easier for me to fill. Let's have a quick look at the instructions whilst we're here now as well. Again, after having been spoilt by the recent S510 Tactical, which gives a complete breakdown of the rifle, really nice colour pictures, and you know what, it kind of then got to factor in, but wait a minute, this is a budget rifle, don't expect the world, but you still have a benchmark of, well, you know, it'd be nice if, and to be fair, under the circumstances, these aren't too bad. You know, you're getting some pictures of the rifle, a breakdown, you know, schematics breakdown, which is not too bad. Details on cocking the rifle, just bear with me. Yep. Okay. And then just safety measures and notes. I never leave notes in an instruction manual. Why would you leave notes in an instruction manual? There you go. Now, how do these fare in terms of accuracy? Well, let's have a look at this. So earlier today, I took both rifles out and I shot them. Now, this won't make much sense showing you like this, but when I flip this over and say, first of all, this top group over here was the Vectis, the 177 version of the Vectis. This middling group was the Hatsan, the Vectis, the 2.2 version. And then the bottom version, I won't show you just yet, because that's my kind of comparison of why I was a bit freaked out by this. And this is at 22.5 yards. And I filled up both rifles to 200 bar and shot them both down to 150 bar. And here's the groups. So bear in mind, this top group here was at 22.5 yards with the modded version of the rifle. And I was using that 6-24 by 44 scope, okay? And the groups aren't too bad. I mean, to be fair, that was a 0 shot. But then after that, look, the groups aren't too bad. And then I thought, right, you know what? I'll switch to the 2.2 version. And now the 2.2 version at the time had a scope on it. It was a Discovery scope, which I'll show you in a minute. And it was slightly more powerful in terms of zoom magnification. And I thought, you know what? This is going to be interesting. Let's see if it gives the 177 a run for its money. And no, look at this. And then there's me thinking, hang on a second, maybe it's not been run through properly. It's not, the barrel's not been leaded properly. But then it's shooting all over the place. Like, I couldn't believe it. I was like, what's going on over here? Now, I had cleaned this rifle as well, you know, when I first got it. I'd given it a good clean as well, with the pull-through kit. So I don't know what's going on. Maybe it doesn't like the pellets I was using, because the pellets I was using were exact the Jumbo Diablos 15.89 grain on these, and these were exact Diablos 8.44 grain. And I was freaked out thinking, wait a minute, is it the scope I've got? You know what? Because it's not a Vector Optics, it's a Discovery scope, and I read online, sometimes Discovery scopes lose their zero. Maybe it's a scope. So I swapped the scope out and took the scope off the rifle and put it on another rifle I recently got, thanks to Marky Boy. So cheers, Marky Boy. And these are the groupings I got with that scope on the rifle in question, which is the AGT Vulcan 2 in 177. And these are 5-shot groups. They're all 5-shot groups. But look at that, pellet on pellet, boom. I mean, that's just, yeah. I mean, this video isn't about the Vulcan 2, but this shows that the scope, there wasn't any problem with the scope. It's the rifle. So, yeah, when I essentially took the scope off that rifle there and ended up putting it on, here we go, surprise guest, the Vulcan 2, I was blown away by this thing in comparison. So yeah, the Discovery is essentially an 8 to 32 by 50. Great scope, to be fair. IR as well. And on this thing, great combination, as you've seen. And okay, some of you are going to go, yes, you're going to get that kind of grouping with a Vulcan 2 at 22.5 yards. But considering I recently got this, and this is a kind of cameo for this video, because this is going to be part of my next video. And again, this thing will play slightly more of a part in my next video. But so far, I thought he'll play a cameo today, or this guy will play a cameo today, in the fact that it's tested the scope that was on the 2.2 and proved that essentially it's not the scope, it's the 2.2. So yeah, I think the 2.2 needs to be either leaded in, or something definitely is not great about it, or maybe I'll just leave it and stick to shorter, swap pellets actually. That's what I'll do. I will try different pellets and see whether or not that works. And if anybody's got any suggestions for pellets at 2.2 for this thing, great, please let me know. Alternatively, I'll just use it at shorter distances and leave the front and rear sight on, and leave the 177 to the longer distances. And if I'm being honest again with you, do I regret buying these rifles? The short answer is no, but the no is they're not the 177, because that's great, but it was modded already. I didn't have to mod it. And you've got to bear in mind that if you're buying this rifle, it's loud, first of all. Secondly, you pay for what you get. In other words, there's a lot of plastic on here, a lot of plastic. And if you're happy with that and you don't mind it, they're great. And if you're happy with a really, really loud air rifle with under action like a shotgun ease of use, then great. And to be fair, you could rapid fire this and have fun in the garden plinking all day, as long as your neighbours aren't going to complain of the noise. But the bottom line is, it's noisy, really noisy, if you're planning on getting that unmodded version. But if you can buy it unmodded and then watch online some of the people who have basically done all the different mods on it, there's loads of different mods. You can essentially take the whole action out and remove the entire plastic barrel and refit it, and just have the barrel which is attached to the cylinder. And yeah, there's lots of different things. I've seen videos, but the person, Mike, thanks a lot, who I purchased this from, basically just did a simple job. Simple but effective is what I'd like to say here. Simple but effective. And it was, because it is accurate, as we can see. Again, just a quick reminder from the groups at the top over here. which, to be fair, for a budget rifle, you know what? That's not bad. It's not bad at all. I can accept that. But the groups over here from the 2.2, nah, 22.5 yards, not particularly happy with those. But then I'm spoilt when it comes down to accuracy, because obviously when you're shooting things like, you've seen my other videos, like the S510 Tactical, you know, Daystate Red Wolf, the Delta Wolf, and the Oregon King, you get accuracy like this, you're gonna be spoiled, you know. And I suppose that's me, really. But then again, there you go. So yeah, that's my short overview of the Hatsan Vectis in both 177 modded version and 2.2 unmodded version. If you like these videos, please like and subscribe. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope and wish you all the very, very best for the holidays and all the best for 2022, if I don't see you beforehand, because like I said, I do have a sneaky video coming up, fingers crossed, hopefully soon, which does star this guy over here. So let's see. But until then, all the best, everybody. Take care, stay safe, and look forward to seeing you soon. Thank you very much.